being called smart because you have a variety of information on different subjects, but in reality it's all surface level intelligence and you don't feel like you're really good at anything. ADHD in media. Haha shiny. XD sorry I'm so random. ADHD in reality. Okay, so imagine you could fix your entire life by doing something that is super easy and will take no time at all, and you're not doing it and you have no idea why, but no matter how hard you try you aren't doing it. My friend's trans wife thanking me for never calling her by her dead name, me who forgot it the moment we met. My daily routine with ADHD. Wake up, do effing nothing for 5 hours, panic, do stuff in a panic for 1-2 hours, hyperfixate on doing one thing for 4 hours, the wrong thing, existential dread, make pact with myself to break out of this pattern tomorrow, repeat pattern tomorrow. Not diagnosing a child doesn't mean they won't notice they're different. It just means that instead of thinking I'm struggling because I have autism, ADHD, anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, they will just conclude that they are struggling because they are stupid, weak, annoying, and lovable, etc. The problem with 10:30 PM is that it comes exactly 1 minute before 2:30 AM if you're not careful. ADHD advice from people who don't understand at all. Just get a planner. Actually helpful ADHD advice. The only way to ever reliably find motivation to clean your room is to invite someone over so your crippling fear of embarrassment overrides your broken dopamine receptors. ADHD can seem all fun and quirky until you are so ashamed to reconnect with people because you haven't had the mental space to reply to them for 5 weeks, and now the guilt and fear they will judge you is too much. My favorite bands. I just find music I like and put it into a giant playlist. You know what absolutely boggles my mind? That healthy people exist. Genuinely healthy people. No mental illness, no physical illness, no chronic illness. Just healthy. What a life that must be. This F's with my head though. There are people who get up and feel awake and then they go and just do their adult responsibilities without feeling anxious or upset. They just return phone calls, answer calls from unknown numbers, don't procrastinate doing important things until there's a huge problem that makes you cry. That sounds fake. Neurotypicals on Apple. I painted my room in 2 hours and did my essay in 1 hour. Me on Apple. I made breakfast instead of eating peanut butter from the jar. I used to think it was big of me that I didn't hold grudges, but then I realized I just have ADHD and simply cannot remember what happened. Hate when anxiety gives me stomach problems like, baby, you are supposed to be a mental disorder, please stay in your line. When people with ADHD bring personal anecdotes into conversations, we aren't trying to make everything about us. We just listen to what you're saying and get excited by the instant connections we are making to things we have experienced. There's only one tool you need for ADHD. It'll be a planner. It's a planner. It's not a planner. Means observe. I thought I reply is the biggest lie. Nah, sometimes I reply in my head and I end up waiting for a text back thinking I actually replied. Anyone who didn't find out about their ADHD until after their 20s should get a free redo. I hate how reward systems never work for me. Like, I can't just say, if I finish this assignment I can have a cookie. BC, my brain is like, or you could just have one right now. And I can't argue with that logic. Self-imposed deadlines don't work either, because I know the guy who set them and he's full of shit. Going as former gifted child for Halloween and the whole costume is just gonna be people asking what are you supposed to be, and me saying I was supposed to be a lot of things. Are you actually relaxing right now, or are you just shutting down and disassociating? By the time I remember to text back, it's too disrespectful to even do it. A very annoying brain feature I have is what I call waiting mode. Like today I have to leave for an MRI at 2:45. Unfortunately at 12:30 or so my brain decided to activate waiting mode, which means that instead of getting anything done I just have to sit here and wait. When ADHD people get 90% of a project done through sheer hyperfocus and decide to reward themselves with a quick little break before finishing the rest of it, this little maneuver is gonna cost us 51 years. Whoosh, you now have the strength to fold the laundry that has been on your chair for 3 days. When you're 30 minutes into reading a book and realize you were reading with your eyes and not your brain, so you got to start over. Rewriting the slides and calling it studying because I have never been taught how to actually study. Brain, did we get anything done this weekend? Me, no. Brain, okay then at least we relaxed. Me, somehow also no. Gifted child, gifted child. Mentally ill adult. This is not fine. What the hell is my problem? There was no reason to let it last this long and get this bad. What is an extreme sport? Doing your homework while the teacher is collecting it. Doing my own tasks. Helping others with their tasks. I love being in bed. I don't understand how people don't get into bed and immediately feel happier. Sometimes I get into bed and that is my activity, just being in bed, because that's how happy it makes me. I just lay there and think about how I'm in my bed and I'm happy about it. Me showing the pharmacy my ID for an addictive I'll forget to take. Me grabs another coffee. Stomach, stop. Heart, stop. Brain, F yeah 5 more. From Behavioral Health Education Services, Justin has an apt with Dr. Mars Hall on Monday, October 7th at 12:45 p.m. Reply to confirm date and time. Pee pee poo poo. Justin, this is not an automated message. Should we consider this a confirmation for said time and date? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Yes, tomorrow at 12:45 p.m. works fine. Please excuse me while I search for a new psychiatrist. Me in 15 years, when my heart finally gives out from being stuck in fight or flight since I was 8. When the brain fog hits mid-sentence and suddenly you have never had a thought in your life. Getting diagnosed with ADHD as an adult feels like being told you luck at Mario Kart your whole life and then finding out your game generates 40 times more banana peels than it's supposed to. Are you okay? The ADHD one today. Here is some criticism. No thanks, I've got my own. The only ADHD advice that anyone needs is, do not sit down. Never sit down. Sitting down is what gets you. My brain, do it. Me, why? My brain, just do it. Me, okay. The most terrifying part of having memory issues is when you can feel something from 5 seconds ago be thrown out the window and there's an empty hole where it once was. You remember that you forgot something. You forgot something. What's your name? John. John. Name's John. Me not getting diagnosed because it might turn out I'm just lazy, so I'll just stay in the not knowing state but still relating to ADHD memes. Me, gets ignored once. Me, you know what I could do to stop this from happening? Isolate myself and never speak to anyone again. People with ADHD an hour after they said they were on their way. Me after staring at the wall for 4 hours. Lux how I don't have time for anything. January, bad decisions. Almost December. My ADHD wanting to watch a series, the writer's inexplicable urge to put in second-hand embarrassment as comedic relief. Shout out to everyone who simply cannot work at an even steady pace and instead vacillates between frenzied hyper-work mode and a near catatonic state of existential dread and avoidance. Tell them I can't hear them. Move closer so I can hear. Repeatedly shout what? Laugh and hope it wasn't a question. A good night's rest. Pulling an all-nighter with no apparent reason after being tired the whole day. ADHD brain. Don't sit down. Sit and you're done. Don't even lean. Don't sit down. One does not simply fall asleep. You must think of imaginary conversations and unimportant random things. I usually get addicted to literally anything that distracts me from the fact I exist. I'm a dumpster fire looking for dopamine. People who say ADHD is made up have never had to read the same paragraph for 20 plus minutes because their brain keeps blanking out. Don't chase your dreams. Humans are persistence hunters. Follow your dreams at a sustainable pace until they get tired and lie down. 13 years old me, don't tell me what to do, me now. Could someone tell me exactly in chronological order and with great detail what I have to do? Realizing that not every moment in life will be deep or meaningful or vibrating with energy that will give him the fulfillment that he'd always hoped for. Todd unloaded the dishwasher. When you lose your train of thought mid-sentence, is this R? For once I'd just like to spiral into control. When the motivation hits and you try to get everything done before the executive dysfunction comes back. My brain after I try something new and I'm not instantly a pro at it in 5 seconds. Did you finish the work you wanted to get done? No, but in my defense, I did feel guilty about it all day. When you're sleeping and your alarm didn't ring yet but the amount of sleep you're getting is suspicious. When to get a haircut today? Barber. What do you do for a living? Me. I'm a writer. What about you? Barber. I'm a barber. We didn't speak for the rest of the haircut. I'm happy to announce that I shall never be interacting with another human being again. When you realize in the middle of driving that you legit haven't been paying attention at all. How am I alive? Who gave me license? I studied for 3 hours. Be honest. Okay, I studied for 1 hour. Be honest. I opened my notes and took a nap. Thank you. I don't need to make a list. I'll remember. Me in public try to not be a nerd. My ADHD. When I hear something about my hyperfixation. I can't wait to turn into a butterfly. Yeah, me too. Alright, let's see when my appointment is. Yesterday. Me has nothing to do for 0.5 seconds. Me immediately. I need to move. I need to do something. My depression. Where the F you think you going? Me. I guess I'll stay here. My ADHD. No, you need to do something. Me. Y'all. We never talk about how people with ADHD hyperfixate on not only random activities but people too. If your ADHD friend gave you a bunch of attention and now is Maya, it just means they are fixating on something else but they still care about you. They are just following the dopamine. Putting on my active listener face when I'm actually knee deep in the dissociation pool. Me exhausted after a whole day of daydreaming about doing the task instead of actually doing it. The cheese I spilled in the bottom of the oven watching me bake more stuff instead of cleaning it out. Me leaving my house at 8:15 hoping that I make it to work by 8. Me after doing nothing the whole day and still be tired. Me after completing exactly one task on my to-do list. Feeling overwhelmed by your to-do list? Take your biggest task and break it down into smaller, more ignorable tasks. 2 hours of cooking just to eat in 10 minutes and now I have got to wash everything. Me waiting until I'm late to hurry up. Once again I have performed a task that took 5 minutes after putting it off for 7 months. The less 200 days of procrastination is the key to productivity. Gentlemen, it's not a great pleasure to inform that I haven't started a 70-page assignment due in 3 days that was assigned to me 2 months ago. Screenshots I will never use. My phone. With ADHD I have exactly 3 types of work days. Get absolutely nothing done. Get 4 hours of work done at a random time of day. Get 40 hours of work done in 8 hours. Me texting back 4 days later continuing the conversation like I didn't just disappear for 96 hours. Please don't talk to me. I have no self-control and will talk to you for 2 hours and get no work done. All of my plans for the future involve me waking up tomorrow with a sudden sense of discipline and adherence to routine that I have never displayed even once in my life. No noise November. Everyone shut up. Me, should I go for a walk before I shower or after? Also me, let's think about it until it's too late to do either. I love that magical ADHD moment where you get just enough dopamine to do the non-urgent admin task you have been procrastinating on for months. Ugh, that's a good feeling. Me finishing a project at 11:45 with 2 more papers and 5 assignments to finish by 11:59. I didn't hear no bell. Stop stressing me out. I hate being pressured. Well, I do work most efficient under a lot of stress, but that doesn't mean I like it. Every time I speak my inner critic, wish you weren't so f***ing awkward bud. Me wondering if I have ADHD or if I'm just a lazy dummy. If you need some deep cleaning done today, find someone with ADHD who has a paper due tomorrow morning. When you run out of things to talk about. My ADHD giving up to task paralysis and doom scrolling for hours. That's easy, I will do it tomorrow. Task, initial days, task, final day. How time feels for an adder when they have to do anything that is remotely uninteresting. 1 hour here is 7 years on Earth. My brain processing the thousands of background noises going on around me. My brain processing words when someone is talking to me. Things I want to do, read everything, watch everything, hear everything, see everything, things I actually do, jack shit, absolutely jack shit. Don't forget my charger. I won't. Did you bring in my charger? No, I forgot. She had one job. Sometimes I'm late because I sit like this for a long time. Me in the middle of my conversation trying to remember what I was talking about. Sometimes I say huh, then answer the question before the person even repeats themselves. I'm not deaf, my brain just be lagging like a 2005 Dell Desktop X. Me getting ready for the outing I said yes to. My ambitions, my plans, my actions. Me when I'm trying to collect enough mental energy to finally tell my brain to get my fat A up and do the things I need to do. It's not working. ADHD is like having the best idea and then anxiety, interpersonal struggles, depression. Wait, it's all ADHD. Always has been. Actual image inside of my ADHD brain. Song lyrics and movie quotes. Don't trip over stuff. 5,000 hypothetical arguments I'll never have. Righty tighty lefty loosey. Memes, puns. Don't be awkward. Self-talk. If you're around long enough, eventually you'll master the art of oversharing while simultaneously making sure people know nothing about you. A haunted house, but it's just an empty room with a telephone and a list of appointments you said you would make. Spending the day in waiting mode because you have an appointment at 2 p.m. When you're part of the group but not the conversation. My heart resting, exercising, when I have 50 plus tasks to complete and I'm fully aware I'm wasting time but I can't put down my phone. When you haven't done anything all semester because you need deadlines to be productive and finals week is approaching. You're burnt out, but this is the only way you get the adrenaline dopamine to study. It's showtime. My ADHD. How to have a conversation. A. Interrupt them. B. Trip over your words. C. Zone out. D. Get really excited about the topic and freak them out. I told you 2 days ago, don't you remember? Me. Complete each task in order one by one. Put all things on the same priority level and freeze for 2 weeks. What seems to be the problem? Dopamine shortage. Could be fatal. Why would it be fatter? Press. Self-destruct. I get a very high score on a test. It's an ADHD test. I finally have a diagnosis. Me being motivated to work, for once. Also me thinking about activities and now I wanna do all of them at the same time. All this overthinking and I still make the worst decisions. We can do anything, as long as there's a looming deadline and serious consequences. The ADHD urge to do literally anything else other than the thing you're supposed to be doing. How my brain works, utterly obsessed, uninterested. Hey look, Needle's got a rememberer. I have read about those. When the smoke turns red it means you have forgotten something. The only problem is I can't remember what I have forgotten. Why can't you be normal? Or man, 2 minutes of work. You're really trying me today, you know. That feeling when your therapist says I think you will do better with someone who matches your mood. The sentence in my mind, literally the same sentence, when I try to say it out loud. It's 1 AM. Why I have so many hours played, playing the game, sitting in menus doing something else. I'll never waste my money on dumb stuff ever again. 2 hours later. Life of an ADHDer, come on, make dopamine. Me every time someone texts me and it's not the 3 people my brain allows me to reply to. Me when my alarm clock goes off in the morning. You have had crippling executive dysfunction for all your life. You find out it's ADHD and finally get a doctor to prescribe you stimulants. The stimulants do nothing. The stimulants do nothing. If my overstimulation took a physical form, this would be it. How to play harmonica, the blues. What the hell am I doing here? I have a test tomorrow. I don't even have a harmonica. Overheard a guy ending a conversation. Well, those are all my funny things I had to say. Saves game. Me, did I save? Today I completed a chore I have been putting off for 6 months. It took 15 minutes. I will learn nothing from this. I can't bear it anymore. Keeps bearing it. My ability to be productive when one know I have something to do later in the day. Maybe I'm stupid and not ADHD. I have 2 sides: not starting that big project the same day by hyper-focusing on us without breaks, then getting burned out for 2 months. I have 2 sides: not starting. Me dealing with life. I knew exactly what to do, but in a much more real sense I had no idea what to do. Real life. 26 imaginary scenarios. Me the daydreamer. When I say I'm functional, this is what I mean. Before Monday, after Monday. Watch from my watch later list. Add videos to my watch later list. Me. No need to adjust for daylight saving time if you don't have regular sleep. Just learned about recency bias and it's my favorite thing ever. Decide to talk with department chair to discuss how my ADHD has made college difficult. They are also diagnosed with ADHD. Live ADHD reaction. Trick or treat. Ah, sorry you scared me. Babe, come see this kid's scary costume. Verbal instructions. How your email finds me. Me, not today Satan. Satan, you have been cancelling our plans for weeks now. If it's something I said, please just tell me. How long are you supposed to boil a egg for? Mayo, until you be like, oh damn my egg. Me finally getting on with my life as a diagnosed ADHD person. My undiagnosed autism. My hubris knows no end. I spend hours in the kitchen honing my craft, and what am I left with? Dishes. My just desserts are served to me cold. ADHDs that take on life without medication. Well, first of all, with caffeine and anger all things are possible, so jot that down. I feel really tired. I tell myself I will go to bed early. I keep finding nonsense to delay the bedtime. I end up in bed at 4 AM. Wait, I could have done it sooner. Always could have.
Spare change. Spare change, ma'am.